Hello and welcome to another episode of One Fall WrestleCast. We got the whole crew tonight. Gonna be a good time. Hey, TK's on his shit again. Yeah. Sonya Deville's little creepy guy. He got sentenced yesterday, something like that. I don't know. I'm sure we'll talk about that. Goldberg's really pressing this 4-city retirement tour that he apparently wants to self-promote. I'm sure we're gonna get into some things here. So, yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm just pumped that we're all here for once. Welcome to the One Fall WrestleCast. Welcome to the One Cooter WrestleCooter cast.
Is this just going to be a thing? We're just doing this all night now?
There's going to be a lot of cooter.
What's up, dudes?
Oh, nada. It's a Wednesday.
Glad to see everybody, you know?
It's nice.
It's been a whole thing.
It's been a while.
You know? Yeah, we were going on like 12 days, huh? A lot's happened.
Well, you literally left the country.
I did. I left the country. Derek had a crotch critter. I bought a car.
You bought a car.
You know,
I want to see. I gotta come visit you. I gotta see the car.
It's pretty sweet.
You going to work tomorrow? I may blow out. I may come for lunch.
Yeah, I'll be there. After I get my air conditioner fixed up and buttoned up.
You'll be there for lunch?
Yeah, probably be there around. I'm hoping I'm gonna be there around 12.
All right, I'll text you. Someone see it.
Air conditioner for not the new car, right?
No, for the house. However, I did notice just right before I came downstairs that I have a different colored driver's side mirror than I do the rest of the car. I don't know what that's all about, but okay.
Ooh. I know what that's about. Can I guess?
Sure.
Somebody fucking lopped that thing off and got a new one from the junkyard and screwed it on.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
Somebody had on-street parking for sure.
I guess.
The OG one was blasted off into oblivion, and somebody went, "Son of a bitch," and stole one off a wrecked fucking, I don't know, Civic or something, and bolted it on.
I don't know. It gives it some character, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
Is it the driver's side one that's different?
Yeah. Sure
hey, it's
is.
cool. Look, you can change those to be anything you want them to be.
Yeah, sure can.
Now they can be like full-on big truck mirror. Actually, that's what you ought to do.
Yeah.
Big ass truck mirrors, the ones with the big metal bars that attached to them. Them fuckers ain't never coming off.
Cooter.
The world is your oyster now.
Yeah.
The world is my oyster. So the WWE draft is a fucking thing, huh? Like, there's a lot going on with this. Like, a lot. I don't really know what to do with some of the information that we've been given. First, we got a new world championship, which I don't really necessarily agree with. And I know, Tom, you and I touched on that a couple of weeks ago when they debuted it. I like it.
I've had some time to think about it too. I like the way it looks, but it feels like they're just stripping Roman of a title.
But they're not.
But
they're just giving somebody a consolation prize. It's like,
yeah,
remember whenever
it's either stripping Roman of a title or it's a consolation prize.
Do you remember whenever like the NXT women's tag team thing, right? You remember this? Like, yeah. I forget who it was. It was Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, right? Were like the hottest women's tag team act. And Nia Jax and whoever her part might have been Shayna at the time.
I think it was Shayna. It was definitely
went down
Shayna.
And a main event tag team championship match, women's tag team championship match. Remember? And Nia and Shayna won, and then the very next week they were like, "Here, have these NXT women's tag team championships."
I do remember that.
What?
Yes.
For what? Should have just put the goddamn WWE tag team championships on them. Like that's how this feels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, at least they're having like a tournament and stuff, but at the same time, yeah, it feels like another mid-card title is what it feels like. It feels like the European Championship or whatever.
Yeah, like why not just prop up the IC belt? Or I just don't.
And in truth, they had been doing the IC belt, right? They had been
propping. No, I mean they still are, but I'm just saying prop it up even further. Like I just don't. I'm not into the whole.
It's just unreal. Seriously.
I'm not into the whole like extra championship thing, right? Like I feel like we're right where we need to be. We have one set of tag champs, we have one world champion, and then we have two mid-card champions.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that either. Truthfully,
right where I'm happy where we're at.
I mean, and it's worked really well for the last year, particularly.
You know what? You know what this is? This is USA. They're on their bullshit again. We need to have a champion on our television program. This is some bullshit. Like Paul, okay. This is bullshit. We should have a champion on USA Network. We've been here longer than you've been here, sir.
That's actually true. But some pencil neck geek poking Triple H in the chest.
So then we get a world heavyweight championship, and now USA's like, no, I changed my mind. Now we want Roman Reigns. Roman or bust. We don't want anybody but Roman.
He's the only one.
Wait, why are we saying that?
Nah, it's not.
That's true. The USA's demanding Roman Reigns now.
Oh man, see, I didn't know that. That's
no, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Seth Rollins. Like, what's
Which, in a way, I'm surprised, but also not surprised that they waited for him from the
Monday Night Rollins over here. You know,
yeah. I know. The other night, whenever we did our Friday Night Fun Day thing, we were picking who we thought would be drafted first, and I'm kind of disappointed at how late he went.
No, Rollins went first round of the draft because he wasn't eligible. He wasn't eligible until night 2. That was the thing is there were lists of people who were eligible. Rollins wasn't on the list of not that it makes a difference because it's made up anyway, but Rollins wasn't eligible to be drafted on SmackDown.
I see.
He wasn't on that list. So Rollins did technically go in the first round, but he wasn't eligible until Monday.
I guess that short little 3-second graphic of 50 some people's pictures was not enough to convey that to me.
No, yeah, I mean you had to like literally look at it on Twitter and then like think about it and then maybe watch a YouTube video. Like it really like I'm not surprised that like, but yeah, that wasn't the it was, but it wasn't in a
like why did we bring this fucking turd bowl back? Like everything was fine. Wow, why?
Well, I think I've said this before on here, but the first time I quit watching wrestling at 17, 18 years old was because of the first draft in 2002?
Yep.
That was
drafted to SmackDown.
Yeah,
we ain't have the Open where we didn't have
UPN.
From.
Yeah,
we didn't have the Open.
And
we got the Open later, but
peasants.
Peasants.
We were peasants. Had we lived down in the holler,
did you feed the gerbil, bub?
No, we had what was it? Prime Star, I think is what it was called back in the day. We had the Open.
You had Open?
We were ballers. Yeah.
Look at you go with the Open.
Mm-hmm. We had the Weird Al Yankovic movie and fucking SmackDown.
We had one of the. Mm-hmm. We were one of the largest. Our town had one of the largest steel mills still in operation in America. Couldn't get fucking UPN.
Well, we didn't have time for that.
UPN Pittsburgh. UPN. I could drive a half hour and actually get to the station. I could actually like get to their offices in Pittsburgh, but it didn't like actually make it to my house via coaxial cable.
So real quick, Walt, let me just share some good news with you fellas about speaking of utilities real quick. I got the word today, which I've gotten this word many times over my years, but supposedly within 6 months is the new goal that Frontier is running fiber to my home, into my home, inside of it with a little box that's then going to send the internet out the airwaves.
I've only had fiber optics in my house for 15 years.
If I get it, I'm going to be like blown away.
You know what you know what happened? You know what happened 15 years ago? You know what was going on 15 years ago?
It was 08. What? No, I don't know.
Wow. Do you smell that burning?
Is that Derek's brain?
Yeah.
Hey, look, he's not sleeping much, so let's let him go. Oh, tomorrow is Star Wars Day, by the way. No, 15 years ago, like 2008, like we're talking like Great Recession.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you, President Obama Llama. Yes, we can. Anyway, that's what was going on 15 years ago. So that was a long ass time ago. But yeah, canceling Comcast was one of my favorite days of my life. Actually, it's up there, top 20 at least.
Well, in a strange turn of events, canceling Frontier was one of the happiest days of mine, and signing back up, if this actually happens, will rank above that one.
All right, so let's hop into this here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go with Monday Night Raw. So as it stands right now, it looks like we've got Xia Li, Tegan Knox, Riddick Moss, FKA Madcap Moss.
He's back to being Riddick though online.
Yep, Piper Niven, Odyssey Jones, Nikki Cross, Los Lotharios. Which, in case you're keeping score,
who the fuck has seen those? Where have those guys been for 6 months? I saw them get drafted. And I'm like, they still work here?
Like, what a waste of fucking
epic talent, incredible talent.
Like, I'm all about them having to pay their dues and doing, but like, can we get these fucking guys on? Like, Angel Garza has it just oozes fucking charisma.
Both of those guys do. Humberto Carrillo, same thing. Like, these guys are like, I mean, these guys, they have everything. They are some of the best workers. They embody what like Mexican like AAA wrestling is. Like they're
bro, and they look. I mean, they're beautiful.
And they look like $1 billion, and their gimmick is actually pretty good. Like, what's the problem? Put them on fucking television. Like, what the hell? Of all
seriously, that shit with Mansoor and
no.
Shit, that's way worse.
Mansoor and Massey, that is the maximum male models, and they're on TV all the time.
Yeah,
and look, that's a good gimmick too. But those Lotarios,
shit's hilarious.
They're like Viva la raza, but like
they got that Eddie swag.
Hey, you can't do that, man. Chavo's gonna get pissed.
Whatever.
Oh, did you see? Hey, speaking of, I'm glad you brought that up. We can come back to the fucking draft. Did you see Chavo was like, oh man, there's no heat with Ray. I'm just joshing. I'm just yanking your chain. Ray called. He's like, you got a fucking problem, bro?
Yeah. He looked at his phone. It was lit up, and he's like, fuck, I gotta text Ray now.
Fuck. Ray's so mad at me right now.
Hey, Ray, what's up, man?
My dad's gonna be so mad.
He's like, no, I know you loved Eddie, man. Like, it's just a rib, man. Get the fuck out of here, Chavo.
Hey, do you want me to come manage you? And, that'd be great, man.
You know what? Like, listen,
take some bumps for Dominic.
Chavo is great, right? Like, I do believe that Chavo is an underrated talent. Okay, in the history books.
Okay,
but like, he's not Rey Mysterio great.
I mean,
he's not Eddie Guerrero great.
I don't know that he's even like Billy Kidman great. He's not.
Wow.
Like, I mean, Chavo
Billy
is
Kidman
like
pulled Tori Wilson, pal. Okay, Let's just get up
I
off of Billy Kidman.
You remember?
Right.
You remember the? I remember. How could I forget the the Viagra on a pole match? How could I forget?
Jesus Christ, bro.
How could I forget?
But like,
Tony.
This just sounds like
Has Tony Nese won a goddamn match yet? Any match ever in AEW? Or did they just sign Tony Nese the job like once a month?
They signed Tony Nese the job once a month. Anyways, so moving on, we've got Johnny Gargano, Indus Sher, which is of Jinder Mahal, Veer, and Sangha. Which
Veer's coming again, buddy. He's coming. What happened to Shanky? Trio. What did they do to Shanky?
Skanky?
Yeah. He is not coming.
What happened? Shanky used to fucking like tear it up and like dance. Nobody saw Shanky.
You know what happened to
Shanky's
Skanky?
Been hanging out with Los Lotharios backstage and catering for.
You know what happened to Skanky?
What happened to Skanky?
You know what happened to Skanky?
He had weirdly long arms. His fucking arms dragged on the ground when he walked, despite him being 7 feet tall.
He got sent to fucking catering.
He sure did. He got Shanky was drafted to catering last year, where he's been for the last 12 months.
So now we got Emma, Dana Brooke, Akira Tozawa, Caden Carter, and Katana Chance. Which good for them. Good for them.
They're they're not the tag team champs.
They're not. No.
Isla Dawn, and that's the other. I mean, yeah, it's weird. Anyway, yeah. So that's Raw. And no, it's not.
Oh, I'm not done, Bub.
Oh no, I know.
Is Raw, but I'm not done.
But yeah, I like that, but it sure. Gosh, what are they going to do with like those? They're just going to be putting throwaway segments, like indefinitely.
I don't know. I feel like Triple H is a Casey Catanzaro guy. I mean,
he should be, but they're just gonna they're gonna win, but like they're gonna get 30 seconds of TV time once every 2 weeks. There'll be wins, but they'll be not like they're gonna beat Emma and somebody else.
Emma and Dana Brooke,
probably. Bring back Dana Brooke. Emma and Dana Brooke, that's a good tag team. There we go.
They just both got drafted to Raw, and their names are stacked on the list that I'm reading, so that's all. It was just right there. Also, Monday Night Raw drafts Alpha Academy, both Chad Gable and Otis.
Thank you.
Bronson Reed, Ricochet, Braun Strowman, Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, Trish Stratus.
I can't believe they drafted Trish. That's like,
that was odd. I noticed that as well. That stuck out like a sore thumb whenever I was looking at the graphics.
I am 100% sure Trish is not going to still be there come like August.
Yeah, right.
I mean, maybe she's in a major program right now.
But that shit's going to be over by August, and she's going to be back in Toronto.
Yeah, I don't see it was a filler.
Although her
put her in there. Type of
Although
thing.
her promo work has been
look at this it's a great program. The program she's in right now with Becky Lynch is money, and I'm excited for it. It's gonna go up to SummerSlam at least, but it'll be done after that.
New Day Rocks. New Day Rocks. New Day Rocks. New Day Rocks. Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, obviously they're the fucking tag team champions. The Judgment Day as a whole, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Dominic Mysterio. And then Rhea Ripley got drafted a little bit later. Well, a little bit beforehand. But a little
it's
bit
weird
later.
Because like Rhea and like why are we? Are they just going to trade titles? Like this?
Well, they did it. They did it the last time they had a draft. You don't remember? Charlotte and Becky almost beat the fuck out of each other.
I do remember. I'm just saying that it's like it's. Why don't we just rename those titles so we don't have to do that?
It's
you know what I mean?
Or here's a thought: maybe not color coded them in the first place.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And we would not be in this bullshit.
Have one be like the women's world title and the women's like. I don't know. They probably don't want it to be the heavyweight title. Make it the Divas title again. I don't care.
It's a heavyweight title.
I don't want to be the heavyweight title, but like
it's the women's universal championship.
Sure. Yeah, go with that.
Thank you, Bruce.
That's
Thank you.
good shit. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Well, no shit. They're the fucking tag team champions. Rhea Ripley, Zoe Stark, which I thought was okay.
I'm a little shocked that they drafted Zoe, but I think that Zoe is certainly there in ring wise. I think she's there. I think that
she is zero character.
Yeah, her character skill, like she needs a manager or something.
She's a call. I had to sit here for a second and think about who that was, and was like, oh yeah, that's the chick I don't really like.
Yeah, she needs a manager or something.
You fire up WWE 2K23 and you make a woman, and you go to the call screen. You get Zoe fucking Stark.
Yeah, she needs a manager. They should hopefully they get her one. You know what? Put her with Elias.
Well, everybody needs to understand that WWE stands for
Walk with Elias. I know. Yes, exactly. And that's what I'm saying.
Well, apparently Elias is a fucking free agent. He can work both shows, which just tells me he's a fucking jobber now.
Well, he is a backstage main eventer. He main events the backstage segments because he's in 2+ backstage segments every week.
It's because he's cinematic gold, pal.
He is. The fact that they have not capitalized on Elias yet, because the man has got over 2 different characters immediately.
Yeah.
I don't know. It makes no sense to me. Guy shows up and immediately the crowd goes, woo! Like, nobody gets that reaction.
Elias does.
And they were like, hang out with Rick Boogs, who also kind of gets that reaction, right?
Yeah. It's because they use charisma, man. I mean, you come out here and you wrestle like shit.
We got the 2 most charismatic dudes who have ever put on wrestling. Truth be told, they're good enough at wrestling. It's not like they're like, these guys fucking suck at wrestling. It's like,
I think Elias could absolutely be a champion.
Sure. If Elias
Viking,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, please.
I was going to say, if Elias was the United States champion right now and was on a 200-day reign, through shit heel tactics, we'd be like, this is one of the greatest championship reigns of all time. Like, the Honky Tonk Man did it. It was legendary. He's better than the Honky Tonk Man was in every way. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Hey, Derek.
Yes, sir.
Derek.
You better have
also drafted to Raw. Maximum Male Models. Marseille, Mansoir, and Maxine Dupree.
It's great. It doesn't make my blood boil or anything. I mean,
I just prefer sitting in here talking
Pretty Deadly. No, I mean, I'm not saying I just don't like the gimmick. I like the Pretty Deadly gimmick better than I like the Maximum Male Models. And
if you want to watch Pretty Deadly, all you got to do is fucking tune in every Friday night because they were the last draft pick to SmackDown. Which is
they're going to do particularly well.
I think they're going to do extremely well in SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think their gimmick is made for their gimmick. It was fine on NXT. I think it's going to really shine on the main. Yeah, I think it's going to really they were too much of a main roster gimmick to be on SmackDown. Like Cameron, we'll talk about them too, but Cameron Grimes was drafted too. He's going to be to the moon.
It was fine.
I just hope they use him.
In
an actual main event area, because I mean the guy's done his dues. He's shown that he can carry a show and he can carry a title, and he does well.
Carry a show, he can carry a title, he can fucking carry a segment, he can cut a promo, he can wrestle like hell. Man's fantastic.
He can take SmackDown right to the moon. The Viking Raiders, all 3, Eric, Ivar, and Valhalla. Natalia, JD McDonough, which another Okay.
Shocked that he got drafted.
Okay.
He is a not tall man.
Good for that guy. He looks like Derek.
I want to punch him in the face. It's funny because I was watching him before we started the show, and I'm just like, dude, you have such a punchable face. Like, I just don't like. He almost killed himself twice in that match with Dragon Lee. That was interesting.
Because he looks like you. That's why he has such a punchable face.
I guess I just want one less like me, so there's less competition in the world, you know.
But I assure you that if the two of you were standing side by side in the same room right in front of me, I would still want to punch your face more than I would want to punch his face.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Who's taller, JD McDonough or Derek?
They're just little guys.
Legitimate question.
Oh, man. I hope he one day visits the Roadhouse and so you can pull out the booster seat at the bar stool.
Dexter Loomis, Chelsea Green, Sonya Deville, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, Apollo Crews.
Apollo Crews also just got drafted to catering.
Catering? Yeah.
That's where he got drafted.
They sent him to NXT to kind of hone in a little bit. He dropped the Nigerian Prince gimmick, and now he's back on the main roster.
Somebody gonna be like, "Didn't you used to have an accent?" Somebody gonna do that to him?
Oh, I hope Shawn Michaels comes out just to say that for him.
So
wasn't it Shawn Michaels that did that?
No, it was Triple H.
Kofi?
Did to Kofi.
It was Triple H to Kofi.
Didn't he used to be Jamaican?
Yeah.
So here's the thing, though. Apollo Crews was like a big deal in Black and Gold NXT with Triple H at the helm, right? So what's not to say that Apollo Crews doesn't get a little bit of shine? I mean, he's athletic as fuck.
He was the Intercontinental Champion for 100 days or something like that. Like
as the Nigerian Prince.
Yeah, with
fucking Baba Booey.
Baba Tunde, and he used the Nigerian nail.
Mufasa.
Yeah. No, he was General Aziz. Commander Aziz. Commander. He was not the general. You mean commander. Funny story. Stop, pause. All right, so I had to serve a warrant this was when I was still in law school and I was clerking. I had to serve a warrant to a police officer. Had no idea who this man was. Motherfucker was stationed in the Hill District, and they were like, "Here, go serve this to this guy. He's at this police station." I Googled it. I was like, "That's in the Hill District." Meanwhile, at the time, I'm a 24-year-old skinny white kid. For those of you that don't know, the Hill District is not a safe neighborhood. You don't want to be there. It's
by whose standards?
At the time, it was boarded up windows and drug addicts. Like, that's all that it was.
Oh,
people didn't live there. People died there. That was it.
Oh.
Anyway, so I go to the police station there. I walk in. I was like, "Okay, hey, can I see Officer so-and-so? I have this for him." The cop at the desk looks at me and goes, "You mean Commander?" And I went, "Yeah, okay, whatever. Where is he?" So he's in his office. They send me back to his office. I walk in and knock on the door. "Hey, sir, here I have this for you." I handed it to him and I walked out. But, like, it was one of those things where it was like, "You mean Commander?" Like, what the fuck? I don't fucking care. Like,
well, I mean, that's his
title.
title.
How little I fucking care.
But that's his title.
I didn't know that.
His proper title.
I didn't know that, nor did I care.
It'd be like,
I would like to be called administrator from now on.
Yeah, like, what am I going to walk in and be like?
Hey, administrate
Thomas
these
Belto,
nuts,
JD,
okay?
QKA, head of the household, father, brother, fucking.
I wish it would have been a thing back in the day. Like, well, I'm the fucking tribal chief, so whatever.
I don't care. Where the fuck is Kurt? I got shit for him, and it's addressed to him. It doesn't have his title on it. Where the fuck is he? fucking bitch. Anyway, sorry. I'm sure he's a general now or whatever the highest rank in copdom is.
Jesus Christ. He's super commander now.
Captain Whoop.
So Shinsuke got drafted to Monday Night Raw.
I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he got a vacation, but I'm glad he's back.
Vacation? I mean, he went to Japan, bro. Fucking, he was like, we're lucky he's back.
I know.
He could have just he could have just Kari Saned us and been like, yeah, no. Yeah,
he missed surfing. Back. He missed surfing too much and hanging out in America.
I'm not coming back. He's got to be pushing 50 now too, huh?
He's in his 40s. He's at least 40. He's AJ Styles' age. He's at least 45.
The Miz, Drew McIntyre with his expiring contract, Matt Riddle, Imperium, Becky Lynch, and Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
Yep.
Raw's got a pretty good little roster going on.
Raw's going to continue to be a really good show, week to week. It's going to continue to be really good.
I mean, what I look at this and
because it's also Monday Night Rollins. We talked about that though.
Potential upon potential here.
Yeah.
I mean, SmackDown didn't do too bad themselves.
No, but I mean, so Raw's got 3 hours, and I feel like the real danger of Raw, and Triple H really seems to get it, and he's really latched onto it, is that with 3 hours, you can't just let that shit drag because you will lose people real fast. So he's got a lot of up and coming, a lot of that, but he's got a lot of veteran talent that, whether or not he uses them in main event statuses and stuff, they're going to be integral in sort of keeping those up and coming guys in interesting feuds.
Yeah. I mean, I was just
if done correctly.
Raw has almost become the flagship show, right? Like SmackDown's more like the Roman Reigns hour, It's the Roman Reigns show. It's the Bloodline show. As to where, while SmackDown is phenomenal, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, and it's that's where they want the draws to be, right? They want to draw your eyes for 2 hours and keep them there, and they want you to tune in.
Derek, correct me if I'm wrong. Monday Night Raw has been like that show. Like the in-ring's been great, the backstage segments, the promo segments, all the stuff that they're doing with Raw. It feels important again.
And they've let it breathe too. Yeah. But go ahead, Derek. Sorry.
Yeah, no, they've been doing great show on Raw, and like Tom was starting to say there about SmackDown. I think you have a point there that I'd not really thought about before. Is like, they do want you to watch. Shut the fuck up. I know. I tried to get past. They want you to watch this quick 2 hour, not quick, but a 2 hour show. Kind of get you hooked. Show you their main eventers. Show you, the tribal chief that has been pushing their advertisements and their social media information and all this for so long now. And then, you can come over here and check out, like we've said, it does not drag anymore. It's entertaining. There's no food fights in the locker room. There's no.
Oh, that was fun.
There's definitely going to be a food fight on Thanksgiving. Let's be fair.
Well, yeah.
Somebody's getting hit with a turkey leg.
That's fine.
On Thanksgiving,
it's going to be a head and a turkey's ass match.
I would tune in just for that.
In order to win, you have to stuff the turkey with your opponent's head. That's
turkey on a forklift.
I would tune in for that. That would be like the first ever Thanksgiving stuffing match. The only way to win is to stuff your opponent's head into a turkey. A cooked Thanksgiving turkey. Like,
what's sad is I don't even think Vince would be against this. Like that sounds
amazing.
All right.
Actually. In fact, The Miz should lose this match. Only The Miz can pull off losing this match. He could lose it to Snoop. He could lose it with whomever the winner is assistance of, like, the winner has to be assisted by Snoop Dogg. That would be this is Thanksgiving gold, if I'm being honest.
Because he's still kayfabe beefing with Snoop on the internet.
I love that so much. I've seen that too. I love that so much.
He's like, I will never buy another Snoop CD or piece of merchandise. Doggy Style was the first CD I ever owned. How interesting that this is the 25-year anniversary of Doggy Style being released.
It's look, it's all of it is just the WWE media machine is so much better. It's the WWE media machine operates to me the way that like the sponsorships in Wayne's World worked. You know, where it was like Coca-Cola. This Coke's gone bad. Like it's so on point that you don't get it, but it's also iconic at the same time. It's so good. Like what they're doing right now is firing on so many different cylinders, despite actually this week's wrestling being kind of bad. Right? Like wrestling wise, like it was hard to be like, I'm really into like sweaty dudes throwing each other over their shoulders. Like there wasn't a lot of good there, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I like this. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, I like this. But like all the matches were like, I don't like these. Anyway, moving on. Sorry, Walt.
How's Dynamite going for you over there?
Wardlow beat up a jobber, and here's Christian with the Kane version. The Kane version of Luchasaurus.
Oh well, it's because Luchasaurus is getting sued over something. Hey, so listen, Tom, I'm so very fortunate that you put over the WWE media machine, because Derek, do you know who is real just unhappy with the WWE media machine?
I couldn't tell you, bud.
Oh, your buddy fucking CTK, right? So Mike Coppinger, okay, tweets, I don't know who this guy is. Apparently he's an ESPN something, I don't know. Hearing Wembley is scaled for only $40K for AEW. Far cry from last April when I was ringside for Tyson Fury and Dylan White, and it was packed to the brim with 94,000. Nothing beats the big fight feel at Wembley. So, allegedly, this dude's being tied to Nick Khan, has a relationship with Nick Khan. To which Tony Khan replies to said tweet and says, lies. What a load of crap. Tell your agent Nick Khan to shove it up his ass.
Tell your agent. Like he's Agent 47 in fucking Hitman. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
I mean, Nick Khan used to be a sports agent, right?
Like, I get it.
And I'm assuming that this dude, this sports reporter was represented by Mr. Nick Khan, right? So that's probably where this relationship comes in. However, the spotlight on this needs to be on fucking crybaby Tony Khan. Like, hey, bud. Hey, look at me. Calm down, okay? Stop worrying about what your buddies across the way are doing, okay? Focus on your show. Stop listening to all the noise, okay? Like, you're making yourself look like an entitled, petulant little child that somebody took his chalky milk and he's upset and Hims doesn't know what to do about it.
Well, I mean, it's him, so he'd probably just buy another one.
We clip that short.
Oh shit! 39 minutes exactly. I will clip that.
Chalky milk. What's a chalky milk? Anyway,
no, I mean, I get it. I'm sure he thinks he's doing something good for his company and standing up for his locker room and his talent and all that. But I'm sure there's some boys in the back, to use a Vince Russoism, that are like, dude, shut the fuck up. Seriously, let our work talk for us. We'll just go out there and work them harder, and we'll sell this shit out. I mean, I've looked up the guy on Twitter. He's tweeted absolutely nothing about WWE that I've seen on his feed here, other than apparently that, which I don't know where that is. And there's nothing in his bio about WWE. No, this Mike Coppinger.
Oh yeah, no.
So
Mike,
the fact that this guy, like, no, this is
He's an
nobody
ESPN. He's an ESPN personality, I believe, right? But like,
yes, a boxing insider is what it says.
Okay, so then he has, he's got loose ties to pro wrestling, right? Like combat sport.
Yeah,
super
loose.
Super loose. But like, I mean, there's a lot of shade in that tweet too. Like, a lot of shade in that tweet.
Let's see here. He has 100,000 followers. How many? Oh, I'm sorry. WWE has 13.2 million followers.
Hey,
I don't understand.
Tom, there's a lot of shade in that tweet.
So, here's the thing about I realize Tony Khan is sensitive, particularly about this Wembley thing. I don't know why.
He needs to be sensitive about the state of his fucking video game.
That's true. We'll get to that in a minute. Look, I hope that AEW does. They've already broken that WCW record of like the international.
Allegedly.
They sold what 41,000 or whatever international.
Yeah, it was like it was like 41,923. I just read it actually right before we came in here. So sorry.
So, no, you're good. And so if they have broken that record for a non-WWE wrestling show internationally, like that's phenomenal. Like that's a big deal, and good for them. I want. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Tom, you're just this AEW fucking hater," and yada yada. No, I want AEW to be successful, and this is this would show AEW is on the road to success. That it doesn't put them on par with WWE, but it shows that they're a strong wrestling company. And I've got AEW on right now. I want them to be a strong wrestling company. I want them to put good wrestling shows on television.
Sure.
However, what I don't need them to do, what I don't want them to do, is I don't want Tony Khan to get too big for his britches and just assume that AEW is the biggest wrestling company in the world, because it's not. Like, factually, it is not. It is a smaller wrestling company. There's nothing wrong with that. It's the number 2 wrestling company. There's nothing wrong with that. He needs to focus on his product and making it the best product that he can possibly make it be. And he realized he's got infinite money and infinite pockets, but he's going to need to make money. I hope he's doing that. This is tying me back to that video game that he needs to worry about, that he seems to just be dumping money into.
Hey, man, what are you trying to tell? Huh? What do you mean?
Yeah, well, what was your? Let's start with you. What was your baseline topic, and we can go off of that.
We got Rampage. You didn't even mention Rampage. Like, what's the matter with you, man?
The less I mention Rampage, the better.
You want to talk about Wembley? Why are we going to talk about Wembley? It's going to be sold out to the brim. 96,000 people. That's not even possible, but we're going to put it in there. I promise. It's going to be there. 96K.
You know what's going to happen?
It'll be followed over the top. You know what I mean? And then we're going to watch Rampage.
I hope so. I hope followed over the top of over the top of the stadium.
You know,
so many people that when they jump, all the people in the top rows go, fall out of the stadium.
Oh man,
that'd be amazing. That's not going to happen.
You know what's going to happen? They're going to set a record, and then WrestleMania 2029 is going to be at Wembley Stadium, and destroy said record.
2029. I bet you.
Yeah.
I bet you 41's at Wembley Stadium.
No, WrestleMania. They can't hold that many people, and they can't hold enough people in Wembley Stadium to have it.
Hey, bud, they had 86,000 people at SoFi Stadium. We're talking about a venue that was set up for a boxing match that held 94,000. I think that they can hold fucking a WrestleMania.
All right, you're right. Nah, that makes sense. Okay.
41 will be at Wembley Stadium. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Man, if they sold that out, that'd be crazy. They will too.
And they will. And they will.
I don't know how many tickets will go for $1, but they'll definitely sell it out.
Well, I mean that happened. I guess
they'll do whatever they can. I mean, they'll sell it out. But
they will sell it out. I mean, WrestleMania is a brand. But Tom, I'm sorry, I went on my cocaine Tony rant there. What were you were circling back to the video game?
Oh yeah, I mean he needs to focus on that not being the money suck hole that it seems to be becoming, because and truth be told, video games are a money suck hole at the moment. Like, they just are. It's almost impossible to keep up with anybody, any mainstream. It's impossible.
I gave somebody money, they'd suck my hole.
I mean, yes. Aside, okay, but it seems impossible to keep up with, AAA gaming companies, with EA, with any. They can't even keep up with themselves at the moment. So to have what is in video game speak a niche product sell enough money after they've sunk millions and millions of dollars into it for years. I mean, we're talking this game's been in production now for a game, 3 years of production is not a long time. It's really not. But let's look at the numbers here. They don't hit 1 million views on television. God of War sells 10 million copies. Now, that gets produced over a 5-6 year period, but this isn't gonna sell 5 million copies. You know what I mean? What are their sales like goals on this? Like I feel like 1 million copies is sort of the ceiling with this. Like, that's about what the WWE games sell, like about 1 million copies. But WWE's got sort of triple the audience.
I love the fact that we're talking about wrestling video games and Derek's in fucking outer space.
So I just want to know what the sales goals are for this now that it's been in production for as long as it has been, and is still sort of this could go 5 years of production. Now once they've got that initial, do they just build off it, and do we see an annual release? Is this just the initial and we're just going to build off of this, and we're going to sell you a $70 game or a $60 game every year that's basically just copy pasted, and we're just going to improve it un petit peu a little bit, but then it's Madden, but it's not, Madden sells 25 million copies a year. It's not going to do that. So everybody's got to start somewhere, but I don't know that this investment is going to pay off for them in the long run, especially with all of the hurdles that they've continued to hit. I hope it does. I hope it comes out and it's fantastic. However, I'm thinking it's going to come out and it's going to suck balls, or at least one of the versions is going to. The PC port's going to be terrible, or it's not going to be playable on the Switch, or something like that, or it's going to go to Game Pass day. I hope it goes to Game Pass day one for my sake. I hope it goes to Game Pass day one, but something like that's going to happen. And is going to need to happen for them to recoup some costs. But we still don't have a release date. So
we do January 1st.
Yeah.
Of what year? When? January 1st of what year? 2024? 2025?
That's what it said. 2024. You go to Amazon right now. It's January 1st, 2024,
I feel like it had a release date of...
it's had 16 release dates.
It's had a release date of December 31st, 2022. And it didn't come out then. And, maybe next year. Maybe December 31st, 2024. That actually might be realistic. Holiday 2024. But at that point, how many millions of dollars have they invested into it? Video games cost... $300 million. That's a lot of money.
How much has Tony invested in cocaine? What does it really matter?
Great question. Great
Allegedly.
point. Great.
We're good. Bring it out every 2 years. Obviously, if you can get it out quick enough, we've got a couple generations we can work with. So you can sell you a PS4 version, a PS5 version, a PC version.
I think they have. I think at this point they have to get it on the Switch. At this point, they have to get it on the Switch. Maybe the PS4 at least. I don't know that you worry about putting it on an Xbox if it costs money, like Xbox Series X, not anything but the Xbox.
Give it the dual thing. Smart.
Yeah, I don't know that you put it on an Xbox One if it costs money to get it on there. at this point. Like, there's nobody who had an Xbox One who hasn't already moved on at this point. But man, Xbox kind of needs a win, man. Redfall, wow, what a lot. What a big swing and a miss. Derek, I don't know. You were having a baby. I don't know if you saw the swing and a miss that Redfall was, but
I did. I actually even downloaded it through Game Pass and then said, nope, never mind.
It's like, imagine Far Cry, but worse.
Yes.
Imagine like a really bad Far Cry game. Like, wow, Far Cry's not even that good. Somehow that's what it is. Although I do end up playing through every Far Cry game every time it comes out. I don't know why. I don't even like it. Like, I get to the end and I'm like, God, why did I do this? It's like
that with Assassin's Creed.
It's regret every time. No, I love Assassin's Creed.
I don't love the newer ones.
I just didn't like Odyssey, but I've loved everyone other than Odyssey. Even Valhalla, I played 70 hours of because I'm stupid. Anyway, Britt Baker has a new T-shirt. Walt.
Yeah.
We should talk about that next. Yeah. Are we done with the draft?
No, we still have SmackDown.
Okay, well, let's talk about Britt Baker's T-shirt. We can talk about SmackDown.
We can see this is called full circle, right? So we started something and then we and then I can bring us back to baseline to end the show.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
you've been reading.
That, sir, is called a format. Okay, and that, sir, is the thing that I can't get either of you fucks to keep ever.
That's what we're here for.
And I love every second of it, you know.
It's important.
This is why we're here.
But I do want to talk about Britt Baker's T-shirt. Like, I think it's a badass shirt.
It's a good shirt to wear to a AEW wrestling show.
Yeah.
That being said, I get it that you can't wear this shirt in public. It's almost like I'm
gonna buy it.
Really?
And that's fine. And I thought about that too. I also thought about buying it. However, it's much like the Scissor Me Daddy Ass shirt. It's one of those shirts. I've not seen anybody wear a Scissor Me Daddy Ass shirt.
I've seen one person.
Did you scissor them?
I absolutely
did. Have to.
Good for you.
But I understand. So the criticism is that if you were wearing the shirt, it really just looks like you're wearing the shirt of a woman that got punched in the eye. Like, if you're not a wrestling fan,
I see it now. Yeah, you're right.
You're just wearing a shirt of a woman that got abused. And, you know, that's really, I can't argue that.
Tiniest little AEW logo, and that's it.
Yeah,
it's just a battered woman.
Like, I just can't argue that point. And it's like, if you don't know what pro wrestling is, you don't know who Britt Baker is. It's just not.
I'd like to put it on. I'd like to put it on and go right into downtown Pittsburgh.
I feel like you'll get two reactions. Either people look at you with a cross-eyed. See, downtown Pittsburgh's Pittsburgh's a big wrestling city. You know what I mean? But like, if you were like randomly in a Target in the suburbs with it on like a Tuesday,
you better be fucking filming. I gotta tell you that.
Yeah, like not you particularly, but let's say you're like some neckbeard gangly kid wearing that shirt in a Target on a Tuesday. Like, somebody might punch you in the face, you know? What do you think about black eyes on women, huh? Like, I get it, okay? I get the criticism. You know, is the fact that it stirs a controversy and maybe won't sell a ton, is that probably the idea? Yeah. Like, am I against it? You know, no. And you should buy and wear whatever shirt, especially wrestling shirt, that you want. That being said, it's not a shirt I'm going to purchase just for that purpose. You know, it's not a shirt I can wear places. And I'm a guy who wears pro-choice, you know, pro-science, pro-choice, pro-science, pro-wrestling. I wear that shirt pretty often in public. But that being said, you know, I feel like this maybe crosses a domestic battery line. That is a conversation that, one, I don't want to have, and is a thought about myself that I don't want to put in other people's head. Like, if people look at me and go, "Oh, that guy's pro-choice," like, yeah, I am. Let's talk about that. You know, abort your children, please. Nobody really? That did not pop anybody. God.
No.
Anyway.
Just because I'm sitting here, I'm listen. Full disclosure, I'm just waiting for you to say something so I can. But
anyway, I don't hate the shirt. I don't hate that it exists. But I understand the criticism, and that's all I'm gonna say about that.
I mean, I understand the criticism too, but that's Britt fucking Baker.
It is Britt fucking Baker. And truth be told, I mean,
you know what makes it so much worse, Tom? She looks like fucking $1 million in the picture with her black eye. Like,
she really
she's
does,
so like well put together with her fucking black eye. I think that is what makes it so much worse, right?
It is, because she's really like she's got the full TV makeup on, and they took the picture with the flash makeup, edited it, and then put it on t-shirt. Is what they did. So you're right. It's 100% like it could not be better put together, right? She looks like a movie star with a black eye.
How do you think that conversation goes? Hey, Tony.
If you're wearing the shirt, or if you're Britt Baker,
like
Tony,
if you're Britt Baker pitching the shirt, it's like, hey, Tony. So like, I just took these really badass headshots.
With a black eye.
I kind of want to put it on a t-shirt.
Did they put Becky Lynch with her broken nose? They didn't put it on a t-shirt, did they?
No.
Did they not? Are you sure?
They did not.
They didn't.
If they did, I would have owned one, because that is an iconic moment in fucking Becky Lynch's fucking career. That is a star-defining moment.
It's not that star-defining for Britt, I don't think. But
no, not as much as the bloody face shirt. Like her doing that, like being the first female in that light to do that, I think is more.
But she's also like this in the shot, in the photo. Like, her face is busted and she has blood everywhere. Like,
you know what I like about her? She don't give no fucks, dude. She's all about controversy creates cash. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, she gives no fucks.
Yep.
I mean, truth be told, I do think the shirt probably sold really well. I don't think we're gonna see it in public like we see Austin 316 shirts even to this day. That being said, I do think there are going to be a lot of shirts in drawers that probably only get worn to wrestling shows. But I think
I'll see if I can get it on a onesie. Like, do you make this in Newborn?
I looked.
Why does none of that conversation surprise me?
I looked, because that's where I went first. I went, oh, what if it exists?
That would be fantastic.
It didn't. It didn't. So I had to go to Amazon.
Man.
But
I made Carson the man onesie for WrestleMania when the first year he was born.
That's cool. Nice. That's pretty cool, actually. They didn't have the man onesie. I feel like that would have sold like hotcakes.
I believe that actually they did. I just decided that I wanted to do it day of WrestleMania. So
you did it yourself.
Yes. But yeah, man, I don't know, dude. Like I like how ballsy she is to do stuff like that. And well, I've got to err on the side of caution that wearing it in public is probably in poor taste.
Yeah.
Hey man, she's a badass bitch and she knows it.
I don't hate that it exists, but I understand that it is. But you know what? I have a shirt that says "Give your balls a tug, tit fucker," because I'm a big fan of Letterkenny and Shoresy particularly. So I have that shirt. You just gotta be careful where you wear things. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can wear shirts.
Wrestling shirts of the questionable variety, but yeah, like you said, you just gotta know your audience.
Yeah, me too. I have a shirt that has Ric Flair on the front.
Is it Ric Flair bleeding? Because I feel like that's a cool shirt. If it's Ric Flair just covered, because there's tons of like pictures of Ric Flair with a crimson mask. Like he did that for 50 years.
It was his claim to fame, pal.
Yeah.
Claim to fame.
Woo!
Hit row. Why are they still on the fucking main roster?
I don't know. How did they not get drafted to main event?
Did they get drafted somewhere?
Yeah, they got drafted to fucking SmackDown.
Yeah.
Oh.
All of them, including B-Fab.
Yep. Lacey Evans, Charlotte Flair.
To a podcast with Top Dollar the other day, and that was the most horrible shit I've ever
Really? I think Top Dollar is actually like very eloquent in his speech.
I think he's very well spoken.
As such a douche. Oh, okay. So in 1 year, you've mastered your craft in a year. Gotcha.
Oh yeah, that I know what you're talking about. You're talking about that 83 weeks episode.
Yes.
Yeah, he did fucking.
Yeah.
This was after he got released, though. So this was an archive thing. This was after he got released, and he was on the Rampage, Tom, talking all that shit.
Wow. Yeah, he was on his shit at that point. He was mad.
When he believed his own hype.
He had just done when he got released. He had just done that AEW Treasures show. Like he had just like done 2 seasons of that and like gone to like the Undertaker's house and Kane's house and all that. Like he had done all that backstage shit. They called him up to the main roster and then they canned him like immediately. So
you know what? I never put it together that was him.
Yeah,
it was.
Because they called him whatever. They called him by his name.
I think his name was AJ.
Yeah, it's
his
AJ.
name is AJ Francis. Yes,
Francis. Yeah. Yeah.
So
they called, but yeah, it was like right after that. Like that was still on TV. Like that was still like airing on Sundays.
Yes.
And and then he got released. But like there were still like 3 or 4 episodes left.
So I wasn't a big fan of that show. They took that poor man's urn. That was a personal gift from Colbert.
Well, they gave him something else.
Yeah, they gave him like a jacket.
And a jacket and like a hearse or something, right?
Yeah.
A coffin maybe.
Yeah, because they worked at like a, embalming center, whatever those are called.
Yeah.
What's an embalming center called? Funeral parlor.
Crematorium.
Yeah, there we go.
Crematorium. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all that stuff.
Yep.
So how about Von Wagner as a free agent and can float from roster to roster? Like, are we missing something here, guys?
No, I don't think we are. I think that he's been drafted to catering because he sucks.
I don't know. He was doing promos on it. Not promos, but there was little segments of him on NXT. Like they're going to try to push him.
He's less interesting.
He's some big monster.
He's less interesting. Sid Vicious is what he is.
I feel like this free agent shit, it should be reserved for more like a Brock Lesnar. Like if you're going to have name recognition, I get it. But this random Von Wagner, who's going to be random to anyone other than
they're the job guys, pal.
Then don't try to build him up like he's some crazy. That was like Booker T trying to build up McDonough, like during his match on NXT. Like, buddy, he's not that great.
They're gonna put JD McDonough over on a lot of people that you don't want JD McDonough to go over on.
You're gonna be fucking salty as fuck here in the next.
JD McDonough's gonna beat like Ricochet and probably Seth Rollins once. And like he might get in a feud with Bray Wyatt or something like that. Like JD McDonough's gonna go over on a lot of people that you're gonna be like, really?
You're about to be salty.
Please come and fight Bray Wyatt. Please do that.
All right, so let's get into this. Let's get into this SmackDown roster. So, starting here at the bottom, we got Grayson Waller, Tamina, Cameron Grimes, who we already talked about. You got Rick Boogs. Pretty deadly. We already talked about them. Good opportunity for them. Real excited to see what they do with that. Shotzi, who can just go away. LA Knight, who I believe we are going to start seeing at the top of the roster, top of the card a little bit more often here.
I do think that Roman's going to beat him, but I do think they're going to be in a thing together.
Yeah, I think if they get a program together, like I think that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Here's one for you, Derek. Karrion Kross and Scarlett.
Yeah.
I think Karrion Kross is actually going to get a little program with Roman first. Truthfully, I think they're going to build LA Knight up a little bit. I think, but I do think Karrion Kross is going to get thrown in with Roman almost immediately.
Well, as long as he doesn't look like paint drying when he's in this feud with Roman, I'll be okay.
Well, I mean, I think that Roman will be Roman, and
I
hope that Roman doesn't bury him too much. But I think that'll be the first feud for him. Truthfully, he may even be Roman's opponent at Backlash. Wait, no, is Backlash this week?
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, it ain't happening Saturday. Never mind, I'm wrong. But, I do think he'll be Roman's opponent soon.
I'd be here for it if it could get Kevin over. I mean,
Kevin. Hopefully. Look, if Roman can't get him over, he ain't getting over. It's just not happening.
I mean, we've been saying that for the last couple of guys here, Bob.
I mean, Ray got him over a little more, I feel like, than he was. He was much less over before.
Hey, do you think Scarlett looks like the mom from Home Alone? Kevin!
No, but
every time he can't fucking get himself over, huh? Like,
no, but that's funny. Scarlett's over. I feel like they need to use Scarlett more to get him over, and they need to tell him to shave his head again because with hair he's not.
Yeah, you're not intimidating anymore.
He's just not intimidating. It's like he looks like
Kevin.
Like Kevin, you want to do my taxes? Like with your shirt with fucking buttons? Where'd you get that? Land's End? You shop
Kevin
at
that goes to Sturgis because he's in a midlife crisis and thinks he's cool.
Yeah, when you shop at when you shop at Land's End, you fuck. Like, get out of here. Punch you in the mouth. Okay, Kevin. Whatever.
Oh
my God! I want somebody to actually bust that out.
Poor Kevin. The Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Butch, and Ridge Holland. Asuka. The LWO, Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar, Zelina Vega.
I can't believe they drafted them all together.
I can't believe that they're letting them parade around as the LWO.
I mean that a little bit too, yes, but mostly that they drafted them all together. Like, no, this is a legitimate faction. We didn't just throw together a week ago.
Yeah, no, not at all. The Usos, Jimmy and Jay, Charlotte Flair, Austin Theory. The United States Championship moves to SmackDown. I think that's some shine for the United States Championship.
I agree, but at the same time, I think that it's good that they've maintained who has the titles, but switched those mid-card titles.
I think that happens more than we remember it happening. But I think that it's significant this year because both titles have been put in such a fucking a good light that we're interested in the fact that those championships have switched brands.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I mean, and dude, Austin Theory's fucking $1 million too. Like, good for him that he's gonna get on SmackDown. Lacey Evans, who we got a shitter get off the pot here. We already talked about Hit Row. We've got the NXT Women's Champions, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Damage Control.
Hold on, that's interesting because they're taking the titles with them as far as NXT is concerned as of last night. Now, does that mean that somebody's coming out from NXT on Friday and going to take it off of them on Friday? Probably. But the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, what was it? A couple of years ago, something like that happened.
I'm pretty sure in previous years when this was the case, they would go back down to NXT.
Yeah.
Do a little program, if I'm remembering correctly.
I mean, probably. Like, that happens too. But, like, I don't like this is part of the nonsense, I think, of this draft is that like they've decided, well, we want these people up here. It's like, but we just put this on the and it's and they're gonna have.
I mean, Indy Hartwell too.
Indy's dropping the title though. Indy's like, and Indy's hurt. Like she's on crutches, legitimately. So like Indy's not wrestling anybody. She's just there. They moved her to put her back with Johnny and Candace and Dexter, and like they're back in that little faction because Triple H is into factions. So it's like, all right, Indy, you're here. When your ankle's not fucked up anymore, you're still here. But and she's dropped the title, and they're gonna have another tournament, and they're probably gonna put it on. It seems like they've got Cora Jade and what's her face? Hot girl. What's her name?
Sky Blue.
No, Sky Blue's in
that's
AW.
the other. That's why, because that's the other generic fucking women's wrestler.
We have Cora Jade at home. Cora Jade and Tiffany Stratton. It's going to be one of them.
I like her.
Tiffany Stratton apparently has been credited with the increase in ratings in NXT because she is a smoke show and pretty good at wrestling. So that's where we are with that.
I agree with your assessment entirely, but I also like the fact that she did an interview a couple weeks ago before the draft started, and she had made the comment, it's like, hey, like if I get drafted to the main roster, like that'd be awesome, but I would really like to stay in NXT because there's still so much of my game that I can work on. Like my selling needs to be better, my psychology needs to be better, my facials need to be better, and just my overall character work can be better. And I feel like staying in NXT.
She and Cora Jade need another year for sure. Like they need another year to bake.
But I like that she recognized that.
Yeah. And she could be, and Cora Jade too, could be top, like, and they realize the potential there. But it's like they need more time and more one-on-one with Shawn Michaels, right? And everybody else down there, Matt Bloom and everybody else. They need that, and they have that opportunity. And it's like, I still have a lot, and to recognize I still have a long way to go to learn from the greatest ever. Shawn Michaels is here to teach me things, to teach me to be a top level main event talent. Can I have another year, another 6 months, another whatever with Shawn Michaels? I'm not there yet. I have not held this title. I've not had a title reign in NXT. I feel like that's part of my trajectory is that, I need this, I need a feud, I need a title reign. And I think that's really important. And for a lot of like tippy top stars, like, think back to the Four Horsewomen, particularly if we're talking about, homegrown women's talent within NXT, they all had those things. And, I think just to shuffle them up to the main roster to sort of, fill a void is unnecessary. Like they get not lost in the shuffle, but I think that their star power is needed on NXT still. You can't entirely gut that brand. And two, they still need some time to cook. They're still a little gummy in the center. You need a little bit more time.
I agree.
Interesting way of thinking.
But I do like that she recognized that, right? But I think that, from the standpoint, Tom, to piggyback off your original point, it's like they really bastardized the NXT women's division here. So they needed somebody it
got kneecapped a little bit, basically in November when they got rid of Mandy.
This draft just cleaned them out on top of Mandy. Like, I mean, Toxic Attraction's still down there. Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, like they're still down there. But for how long?
That was a good call, actually. I was shocked to not see them called up, but at the same time, I'm like, no, maybe let's not entirely gut NXT because I thought,
I mean, and that too, I think.
Well, they drafted Sol Rucka too, who's hurt at the moment, but I was like, for sure, like there's all these people who need title reigns, but that got drafted, and I'm like, shit. But at the same time, they left Gigi and JC down there, and I'm like, no, that's the right call, especially after I think the roster.
I think they need to let them finish their thing and get separated and into their own trajectory before they're ready to go to the main.
And pull them up individually.
Yes.
Separately.
Yes. Moving on, we got Damage Control, Jiminy Christmas, Bailey, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. The OC,
new women's champions, by the way, Bailey and Dakota Kai, as of Monday.
When did that happen?
Monday.
I missed that. I haven't watched anything yet.
Commentary missed it too, actually, later. If I'm being honest. But anyway, go on.
AJ Styles returns with the OC to be drafted to SmackDown. A lot of chatter around AJ possibly getting a shot at the Tribal Chief.
That'd be great.
That would be phenomenal. No pun intended. All the puns intended.
I so much want to see that. That'd be so good.
Tom, what do you always say? That's like the teriyaki for the chicken that you never knew you wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the match that I didn't know I wanted to see, but now that you've put it in my mind, now I need it. Give me that. Pour it on my body, baby. Let me just.
You guys aren't excited about the Good Brothers? I mean, that's the best.
I mean,
part.
They can be involved in the feud. Like, I like Festus and Carl
and Ichi.
Me chin.
What's wrong with your chin?
Nothing.
I think I listen to too much Jim Cornette because now I'm just using the goofy names he does.
Motherfucker. I walked around work and talked like this for an hour yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah, motherfucker.
Do people know what you're doing?
No, motherfucker.
No.
That makes it so much better.
Oh, man.
Everybody just thinks I'm being weird.
That's the way. People just think you're being weird, but it doesn't matter because, like, they have to, like they work for you. That's the best. What is this guy fucking doing? I do that to my kids all the time because they're kind of like, they kind of work for me.
Yeah.
That's kind of how that works. So sometimes I'm just like, I'm going to opera sing everything. And my son will either, like, lean into it hard and laugh his ass off, or he'll be like, Dad, stop. Dad, stop is the best fucking thing.
Right.
The best. Dad, you got to cut that out. But why do I need
I'm more likely to stop when you join in.
Absolutely.
Listen, Bobby Lashley got drafted to SmackDown.
Yeah, he did.
I like that.
But we're going to see Bobby Lashley versus Roman sooner rather than later. But it was good.
The way we're booking this shit, it's going to go on for a whole nother year.
I mean, that's the point.
That's what they're saying it's going to do anyways.
That's the point, I think, right? Like, that was the idea.
Like, the word on the street is that WrestleMania 40 is going to end with either a Cody versus Roman rematch or a Seth versus Roman match. Like, that's like what everybody's looking at to be the main next year.
Either way, I'm into it.
Yeah, won't be mad.
That's the top talent. That's what it should be. Figure it out.
So,
you got a year. Get me there. Like, I don't care how it happens, but if you're saying, hey, this time next year, we're looking at this or this, and I'm like, I'm good with all of that, get me there.
I'll be interested to see who wins the consolation championship.
I hope it's not Cody. Anybody but Cody, really.
Yeah, I don't think it can be Cody. Like, if you put that on Cody, that looks it looks real bad.
It's because on Cody, it's the consolation championship. On anybody else, they're the champion on Raw. Like, you put it on Seth, it's like, oh, right, that makes sense. It's Monday Night Raw.
Put it on Drew. Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, exactly. You put it on Drew.
It has to be a heel Drew, though. It can't be babyface. It has to be heel Drew. I need heel Drew.
Yeah, babyface Drew hasn't been great. Let's make Drew
he
bad.
has babyface Drew has run its course.
Yeah,
and that's another thing. Babyface Drew is a Vince McMahon creation. Heel Drew is a Triple H production.
I prefer Drew as a heel.
As do I.
I kind of always have, even like chosen
Scottish
one,
psychopath.
like, yeah, even chosen one young man Drew without the beard, better as a heel.
Yeah.
Babyface Drew is silly.
It was fun for a little while until he started carrying the sword to the ring. When he was using it as an entrance prop, when he was, into the stage to make the fire go, it was fucking dope.
Yeah.
When he started carrying that motherfucker to the ring and it got a name, I'm out.
But he named it after his mother.
I'm out.
Yeah, I get you. I'm also out. I'm just saying.
I'm out.
MJF is so good. Why is MJF so good? Anyway, go on.
So the Street Profits got drafted together to SmackDown. What are we doing with these two? Are we going to keep them a team? We going to send them on their way? Like, where are we at?
I think the Street Profits as a tandem are going to shoot themselves in the foot personally, if I'm being honest.
Why?
I think
I could see that.
I think they don't want to break up. I think that it's been pitched to them a couple of times, and I think that they've turned down all of them, but I think that maybe one or two times they probably should have taken it. And I think that's going to be the long term with this team. I think that there are stories that they should turn down that like go nowhere, but I think that there are stories that can be pitched to them that should work on a breakup. And I think that they've probably been pitched both. And I think that they've probably turned down a couple of gems at this point.
They need to not feud, I believe. I believe they need to not feud.
True. I think they need to not feud. I think Montez Ford is a fantastic babyface. And I think that Dawkins needs to be his, like, hype man. And I think that I cannot.
I disagree entirely. I think Dawkins needs to be a heel.
You want Dawkins to be a heel or who? Montez?
No, I just want him to be a heel. I want him to be like, listen, I'm fucking done here. Like, I'm gonna go do my own thing, and just go, and just be a heel. Like, I don't need them to. I don't need them to fight or feud or have any beef. Like, not right now. Maybe down the road. But like, Dawkins just needs to be like, yeah, I'm out. I'm done. I'm done with all this clowning around bullshit, whatever. Like, I'm gonna go do me. You do whatever this is.
Like when they split up the Dudley Boys?
No, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I don't see it, man. I see Dawkins going off and doing his thing into obscurity.
No.
Yeah, that's what
I
think that's what's been pitched. Truthfully, is I think Dawkins has been pitched into obscurity, and I think that's why they're still together. Truthfully, I think that's what's been.
I would have agreed with that take a year ago. As it stands today, I just don't believe that. Dawkins has so much charisma and so much ability to speak and captivate you from that thing, and his in-ring work continues to get better week after week. It becomes crispier. Like,
get the table.
He looks like $1 million. Okay, like he used to be a little fucking chunky chunk. All right, not that I have any room to talk, but he's taken this very seriously. He's lost some weight. He's worked on his in-ring because you can tell he's crispy. Like, that spinning neck breaker thing that he does that should have a name that doesn't have a name is fucking really beautiful. Like, the dude's got the tools. I don't know why nobody can fucking see that.
Let's see what happens in the next year. I think that's really the long and short of it, right? is the where do we go from here? Is what happens the next year? And I'm not watching this AEW All Access bullshit. I shut that off.
Why you don't want to hear Britt Baker trash on Thunder Rosa?
Oh, is that tonight?
No, that's all she does on the show, apparently.
I mean, it's a new show. Maybe she's not even on it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't watch fucking like extra.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to derail you. Please go.
Dawkins. I don't know. I feel like they're not as high on Dawkins, and maybe the opportunity just hasn't given itself. But I do think they're going to sort of like dig themselves a hole, and that's
Tucky.
Yeah, a little bit of that. A little bit of that.
So is the Tucky the new Jannetty? Like, can
Tucky for sure is like.
I mean, Jannetty was an Intercontinental Champion. Okay.
I feel like I used to follow Tucky on Twitter, but I haven't even heard from Tucky in a long time. Like, is Tucky gone?
Is Tucky the new Jannetty?
I mean, I feel like Tucky's less than Jannetty. He's the lesser Jannetty.
He's the new Jannetty. That's what I said. At least Jannetty went on to win a fucking singles championship.
I mean, Jannetty also like confessed to a murder on Facebook. So like, I don't know that.
Listen, he's a Dark Side of the Ring episode if we ever get to see it, because I guess apparently today Vice filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah, they did.
So
I mean, it's because they don't leave the States anymore. Vice used to be, hey, we're going to this war-torn country. There are going to be bullets flying behind us while we're talking. Bang, 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 bang. People like died behind them while they were giving like fucking, hey, we're in a war zone right now. Bang, 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 bang. Oh my God, that guy's head exploded. Like that used to be Vice. That's not Vice anymore. Now I understand why that's not Vice anymore. Like that makes sense. But like that was Vice's claim to fame, right? Like they were like fucking in the shit. You can't maintain that without getting people killed, and they didn't get anybody killed. But like they would have got somebody killed maintaining that, and they recognized that, and they were like, all right, hey, we're making money now. People are watching. Let's back off of that, and they backed off of that. But like people were watching and be like, oh my God, who's gonna fucking die tonight on Vice? And like now it's just like sort of the same bullshit over and over again. So anyway, I get it, but you know, we were tuning. It was like Cops. We were tuning in for like, oh my God, this guy's getting his face punched in, and then it became like,
yeah, but
not that anymore.
Listen, all I'm saying is we just need that Jannetty episode, bro. Like just get me the Jannetty episode. That's all I want. Okay, that's all I want.
Marty Jannetty uncensored. Oh my! Like we would all watch that. We would all be traumatized the next day.
Give me the Jannetty episode.
That would be the most traumatic episode. We would watch that, and literally we would kind of be like, "Did you guys watch? Did you guys see that?
Are you playing a game, bro?"
Me?
Hey, you.
No. I'm just staring off. I'm sorry, man. I'm tired. No, I'm not playing a game. I have no.
Derek has a brand new infant. He's very tired. He's very tired. Hey, you have the blue one too. I have the blue one.
Yeah, I like my blue one.
I have the green one too. But my favorite one is the Xbox 20 one.
Oh, that's the 21. Okay.
Yeah, the Xbox 20 years one.
Yeah,
it's a banger. Anyway. Sorry.
No, you're good. So, rounding out the WWE draft, we've got Bianca Belair. We've got the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman.
So
it's really funny that they're the Bloodline now, and Jimmy and Jay are just the Usos again. So there's a little wrinkle in that promo on Friday. Kind of plays into that a little bit. It's like, hey man, you've been ducking and dodging us. Like, what's going on? So there's that. So the Bloodline story continues to unravel, and just probably the greatest Hall of Famer of all time. The rated R superstar Edge. Which is kind of really disappointing.
He's a free agent. Is that how that works? Because
probably. I mean, probably. Well, that's a package deal, you know. But listen, I only left Edge for last because obviously Roman first overall picked SmackDown, right? Like, the world seems to think that Edge needs to be the inaugural new world heavyweight champion. You know, because to get to carry the championship that he never really lost. To kind of end his career would just be the perfect swan song.
Would it though?
Maybe that's who goes first.
But unfortunately, that's a Raw championship.
Oh, he's on SmackDown. Yeah. Gotcha.
It's not unfortunate. It's right. I don't think that Edge needs to carry a title. He's Edge.
For the first person though, man, it's got to be somebody with relevancy. It can't just be like.
I mean, it's going to be Rollins, right? It's going to end up being Rollins versus Balor. Yeah. And that's going to be
about Drew.
Maybe it'll be a triple threat.
Maybe he'll hold the title hostage whenever his contract expires because someone will mess up the paperwork and forget. This could get exciting.
That won't happen, but it'll be. I can't see Drew not resigning. If I'm being 100% honest.
No, yeah, he's
what's he gonna do? Show up and dominate AEW? Like, is Tony just gonna be like, hey, come here and bury everybody that's been here for 4 years?
I mean, it's getting kind of close, bud.
I mean, maybe he'll call up Rusev and Rusev will be like, hey, man, listen, the catering's great over here, and you don't have to do anything. They haven't worked me for years.
Yeah, but Miro's trying to come back to WWE, pal.
So is half the goddamn AEW roster. Miro, fucking
Andrade.
Samoa Joe's kind of like wanting to come back. They keep saying oh, we left money on the table with Samoa Joe. There's so much. Regal's already back in WWE.
Yeah, Regal is already back. I don't know, man. I don't want to run down that rabbit hole.
But, that's a hole we don't want to fall in.
Listen, so here's the thing, man. I think that looking at the entirety of the draft, I think that both brands look really, really, really good coming out of WrestleMania, which was a great year. I feel like we're picking up some steam going in SummerSlam. And the draft was cool. Kind of shook everything up a little bit. We're gonna get some new faces, maybe some new storylines. We're definitely going to see some new feuds, which is going to be very, very refreshing. Because if you look, the draft was always just an excuse to shuffle a couple of people around to give you the same fucking shit different day, right? So the fact that there's a lot of diversity in how this was picked and both rosters are laid out, I think there's an awful lot of opportunity for a lot of fun here. From an in-ring perspective, from a promo perspective, from an actual fun perspective, some comedy and stuff like that. Like, I really like the way both rosters lined up.
Yeah, no, they look good.
I'm excited to see what Triple H has planned for sure, and I'm excited to see a decent amount of NXT talent that he knows what he has down there come up.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. It's a lot of recycled names at this point. Not that's a bad thing, but it is time for an injection.
Yeah. And I think I was bitching about the draft, but overall, looking at the two rosters, I think that they did a really good job splitting this up and giving us the fan potential for some new shit.
For sure.
All right, gentlemen, let's hit this match of the week. Tom.
Oh, it's me. Hi. All right. So my match of the week. This kind of was sort of a week. Get it? See what I did there? Anyway. So my match of the week comes from, because it's Wednesday, Monday Night Rollins, and it is Seth Rollins versus Solo Sikoa from Monday Night Raw. Good match. It ended in DQ, obviously, because nobody is going to lose. All these guys are kind of top guys. It's not a thing. We got the Usos came in. They caused the disqualification. Seth Rollins actually won. Out comes Riddle and Kevin Owens and everybody else. But the match going into this was just like high octane. Nobody was gassed. Everybody just went. Like, I feel like that's how Seth Rollins matches go. Like, you just got to keep up with him. You're going to keep up with Seth, or either you're going to keep up with Seth, or he's going to like let you lay there and catch your breath while he's like conducting the audience. And it was great. It was a good match. Solo did fantastic. I was kind of concerned for Solo, actually. I was like, man, is Solo going to like, and this went on like, they went 8 or 9 minutes before that interruption came in. So, like, they went hard for 8 or 9 minutes. And that's really what I wanted to see. And it was a good match. It really was the shining star on what otherwise was sort of a lackluster week. But it was really sort of like, I feel like Monday Night Raw, just with the room to breathe, really always has the space to give the best match of the week. So that was my match of the week. Go on.
Derek.
So, a very good match, Tom. I did like that one, but honestly, I was excited to see what Solo Sikoa was going to do, and the fact that Matt Riddle came out there and kind of put the kibosh on everything.
No, it was really the Usos that fucked it up first, and then everybody ran out, and it was a big brawl, and there were 6-7 dudes out there, and it was too much. Yeah, I get that.
Anyway,
why
my match of the week comes from NXT. Because I had a little trouble finding something that I felt worthy. And it actually is going to be the leadoff match with Drew Gulak, who I know has not had a big push or anything like that here.
Gulak, not Gulag.
Gulag, whatever. He's a solid worker, and obviously,
from Dumbledore, Germany.
He's from a neighboring country, the Gulags. Yes. Like versus Wesley, which Wesley I think is great and obviously has all the potential in the world. He's like a young version of Ricochet, and that's not to say that Ricochet is old
with like infinite gas tanks.
Guys, I really enjoy his
style.
Go
at full speed for 10 minutes. Good God,
he has a really fun style and a different fighting style than others. So
I don't get tired. That's his fighting style.
Yeah,
I don't get tired.
Just the striking and stuff is what
I don't need to. My breathing's not important to me. I can just fucking go full speed.
I absorb air through my glands. Yeah. I don't actually breathe.
My skin breathes. Who was that in Metal Gear? What was her name? My skin breathes. I don't actually need to breathe.
But yeah, good match. Of course, Wesley retains. And I definitely see a call up for him in the future. I'm kind of surprised that it didn't happen, which obviously he's a title holder, but of course that doesn't really matter.
He's a little guy. I don't know. He's a Johnny Gargano to me. It's going to be a while. He'll get there. He'll get there, but in a group of people. He needs a.
Just don't piss off your wife or girlfriend, whatever you got going on, and make her release pictures to get you fired. Like your tag team partner, and we should be fine. Stay the course, brother.
Any skeletons in your closet?
Yeah, stay the course. Wipe that internet history clean, budda.
Whatever you've done in the past, and you've shown it to other people, make sure that's deleted.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it doesn't even matter. Even if it's just a picture of your penis, delete it.
I don't care if it's your dinner. I don't know.
Guys.
Delete the Instagram.
Delete your dinner.
God. Yes.
And your penis.
And your penis.
And if your penis and your dinner are in the same picture, delete that too. That's gross. Fuck you. You chooch. Walt, what's your match of the week?
So full disclosure, I watched zero wrestling or sports entertainment for the last 14 days.
You leave the goddamn country and you can't bring it upon yourself to watch a minute of wrestling.
So that now, however, I did fall asleep a couple of nights ago to the NWO documentary on Peacock. And I woke up and there was a match on. So I'm assuming it auto played into a pay-per-view. and it was like New Year's Revolution or Evolution or New Year's Evolution. I don't fucking know. But it was John Cena versus Umaga for the World Championship. I don't know what fucking year it was, but I woke up and that match was on, and I laid there and I watched the entire fucking thing.
Because Umaga was amazing.
My God, I forgot how good he was. Like, Solo Sikoa wishes he was that good.
Right? Like, so, I mean, most people do.
God, man.
I mean, you want to talk about guys who were underrated, Samoans who were underrated.
There's not many, Bub.
There's not. There's really not. Somehow, Umaga underrated. How
is he though?
I
think like every like hardcore wrestling fan, like
his drug problems got in his own way. He's a guy that got in his own way.
Man, but we all know. We all know that dude was the fucking truth.
Yeah, he got in his own way. And rest in peace. But good God. I mean, just to look back at his body of work, which was not large. It's not particularly large. Yeah, it's not extensive. But it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like it's like you watch it and you're like, man, this guy should have been the biggest thing. And why wasn't he? Oh, because he's dead.
I really want to like dive into like some of his like top 10 matches, right? Just watch them on the network. Just really go back and just get a reappreciation for what that fucking guy was.
I mean, there's probably only 40 or 45 or so that exist, right? On the network at this
Something
point.
Like that.
I mean, but yeah, you find the top 20% or the top 20 or top 10. It's and all the rest underneath of it are probably knowing towards the end of his career, I think once what ended up took him it probably sort of falls off, but there's a point in time, and what you're talking about is probably sort of his pinnacle. It was his rise, but I think that's sort of where, because it was prescription drugs, right? It was.
I believe so.
So he was on a trajectory, and he was just trying. He was nursing injuries and just trying to maintain the trajectory, I think, and I think that's sort of the rabbit hole he fell into, right?
I'd agree.
And it's mostly the timing that's unfortunate, right? Because now, if that was a thing, that would be addressed, right? But we're talking about pre-2010, right? 2008-ish, where that sort of started to fall apart for him.
Yeah.
Man, if that was now, they'd have put a hard stop on it, be like, no, none of this. We'll see you next year. We're paying for you to go to rehab. When you're clean and well, we'll see you next year. We'll put you right back where you were. And they just did it with Matt Riddle, right? And it's one of those things where it's like, time out. Let's stop. No, you are not dying on this tour, right? And that's what they've instilled in the last 15 years or whatever. Unfortunately for Umaga, he was one of the last casualties.
Yeah, he'd already been released. I mean,
he was real, but it was he was a casualty of the time. And that's unfortunate, but
absolutely. All right, y'all, let's get up out of here. I'm tired.
I'm partying. I don't know what I'm just kidding. I'm tired. I'm just really tired. Let's go to bed.
Hey, if you're still here hanging out, please hit that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. It really helps us out. Maybe even consider subscribing. if you're listening to us anywhere, anytime, we appreciate you. Check us out over on Twitter and Instagram at @1_fall WC. That's ONE. And as always, thanks for hanging out. It's all love. We'll catch you next week. One Fall WrestleCast. Hey, Derek was here this week, guys.